Hi everyone, this is Big Daddy. Daddy's back again. And look, shout out to my friend Kiwi. This is for her, biggest supporter of the channel, a very good friend of mine from my previous server. She suggested I sing my intro, but yeah, I want you guys to watch the video. I don't want you to log off because I start singing. So, anyways, as you can see from the title, what's happened recently is I was able to unlock the Server War Eris wings on a K35, and I'll explain how I ended up with this K35. So, if you've seen my videos before, what's happened is I used to be on 1188. Originally, I started playing Evony on 1188, which is the server you can see here. But about 8-9 months ago, or yeah, close to a year, not yet a full year, but close to a year, I moved away and I bought an account on server 1113. I joined the rally team, and for many reasons, I ended up moving. Okay, and that's right now a K41. I bought it as a K37, and I do spend on the game sometimes. And yeah, now it's a K41, and I'm pretty active on 1113 in Battlefield and stuff. But what I did on 1188, which is this server, my old server, I gave away my main account that I had to a friend of mine, and then I took her account, which was a K36, and then a few, like maybe 2 months ago, if another friend of mine on the same server, 1188, Gino, shout out to Gino, he said, he's looking to buy an account, whatever, but I didn't sell it. I gave him that K36 and I took his K35, which is this one, okay? And at the time, it was about 400 mil power. So I started building T1s. This is a completely, not actually completely, but I only buy the rally card. Other than that, I do not spend on this account for gems or whatever. I do not do any of that. So it's a low coiner account, okay? Almost F2P. And so I took it. I didn't have much plans with it, but as an experiment, I thought, I'm going to build about 150, 200 mil T1s, and I'm going to start playing SVS and hope that I can unlock my wings. So this video is to explain how I did it, and can you do it too, okay? So let's talk about preparation, okay? So when SVS starts, what I do is not like actual event, but when this page, if you go to server war, this page updates, like the points go to 0 and it updates with the new details of your enemy server. So if you go in ranking of enemy server, you can see all their details: general ranking, alliance power ranking. So what I do is I go to the alliance power ranking and I go bookmark all of the big alliances. So it can be top 5. For in this case, it's top 4 that are big enough as an alliance, and the rest are really small alliances, so I didn't really pay attention to them. But what I do is I go, bookmark the top 5, 10, 11 alliances of the enemy server. So I would click here, I'll click on member, and I just, go on the profile, click on detail, locate coordinates, and confirm. So I would use a arrest warrant to find the player, and then I would just go here, click on bookmark, and then save them as enemy and confirm. Okay, so that's what I do. And I as you can see here, I would bookmark all of them. So that's what I did. I do not use a helper or scanner or whatever anymore. So this was completely done without any extra help, and I'll show you the reports as well, what I did. And then once you have bookmarked them, you're gonna go and double check what is the highest keep level. So you want to make sure you're not facing as you're not playing the SVS where there is like a giant 200-300 billion alliance that can easily zero you. There is no K45s, K44 that can just, you know, come in and wreck you. So you need to just double check how many big players are around, how active they are. So I did all of that. I will double checked, and as you can see, there is a K43 here, and I think there is another K43 in one of the other alliances, and the rest are really K39, K40. I think there is one or two K41s around. So I was like, this is perfect, right? Because I don't spend on this account, so building T1s and waiting forever to build 500 mil or 1 billion T1 and then going for SVS would be too much and would take forever. So I thought, you know, I have around 200 mil T1, and most people won't be able to zero you unless they have really high buffs, okay? So what do I do? So once SVS started, keep an eye on the hive, right? Double check, are the big accounts joining rallies? Are they active? Are they moving around? If they're not, right? So this is where a bit of luck kicks in. What I did was, once SVS started, I teleported to the enemy server. I picked a random hive that I bookmarked, one of the random enemy hives, and then I would go and maybe sit here somewhere close to an empty account. Okay, so you will have plenty of like farm accounts or whatever sitting there unbubbled, and you know they're empty, right? I know they're empty, but my target is to get attacked. My account, or people who are smaller, K35, K36, the buffs, unless you spend a lot, your buffs and attacking buffs are not that huge, right? You can't just go in and, I don't know, zero a 600-700 mil. That might be too much for you. So in my case, my best bet was to get attacked. So I would port close to, not right next to, but slightly close to a empty keep, and that's what I did. And then I would, without scouting, I would send about like 10,000 troops, okay, high tier troops or whatever, and then I would, for example, move to the other side around here, and then I would attack another, empty keep. I know it's empty, but what happens is sometimes enemy suddenly notices you, sees you have a march out, and they would randomly attack you. In my case, this is where luck comes in as well. I'm only at the time I was doing SVS, I was like 700 mil. Okay, 700 mil. There is a chance either a 700 or 1 billion account doesn't have T1s or does have T1s. So, but when someone suddenly sees you there and sees you, oh, this is a low power player, I'll attack him. They're not thinking if you have a massive T1 wall because your power is low. And that's what I did. So I was doing that, and I got super lucky, and I got attacked. So if I'll keep going down, and hopefully I'll see the report. And pretty sure this was the first one that I got attacked, and it was pretty decent. So once you get attacked, don't sit on any server, and I've seen this happen. Don't start checking your reports or start healing on the enemy server. What you need to do is bookmark a spot on your server where it's a bit of like an empty space, so that you can right away you got hit, port back, okay, and bubble. And then now you can take your time, have a look at the report, good or bad. If you needed to ghost something you didn't, you can, once you go back, you can make sure that you ghost that extra bit of siege or cav or whatever that you need to ghost to not lose as many points. Okay, so heal whatever, then do not go back right away. Okay, that's what I do. When you get too greedy, it's easy to get zeroed, because the person that hit you now notices you have come back, and then he's gonna start telling his members, alliance members, hey, this guy's back, he's got T1s, someone big, please hit him. You can maybe zero him, right? But what happens when you don't go back right away? This player who hit you, maybe they didn't mention it in the alliance chat, or they forget about you. So I would change my name. Sometimes I did it once or twice. I changed my name. Okay, I went off the game, came back after a few hours, picked a new enemy hive, and then again jumped to the enemy hive, and then let's have a look, and then again started the whole process. So I would find a empty keep. I would hit it with 10-20k troops, and then I would go around, and sometimes I would even sit there for like 20 seconds or a minute, right? Just thinking like maybe someone just notices me and hits you. And that's as funny as it sounds. That's what I did, and that's what I've done before as well with my main account when I was smaller. And so that also, when I'm talking about smaller, do not, like, you don't have your server wings and stuff. Don't build too many extra stuff that you need to keep ghosting. Sometimes not needing to ghost too much is actually kind of like a blessing. It's quicker, 1 or 2 marches, and then you've ghosted everything you need to ghost, and there's wait to be to get hit. In my case, I don't have anything that I really need to ghost, so that also is another thing. As soon as I get hit, or as soon as I jump onto enemy server, I don't need to really ghost anything. I can move around freely. And that was one of the things, or one of the reasons I did not build a lot of calves at that point. Now I have over 1 million T14 calves because I want to rally few stuff. But because I got my server wings, before this, I actually kept my cav layer around 400,000. And it's for this specific reason. So what you need to do is, if you're a small player, free-to-play player, do not build random as like amount of troops. Avoid doing that and just keep it simple. Build as many T1s as you can. Now, I did the second time. I think I got hit again, and I was pretty happy. So I left like usual. Came back after a while. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, I think this was the second one. And then when I came back, this is what happened, right? So this is where I got unlucky. I did finish SVS with pretty high, like about 150 mil positive points, so which I'm pretty happy about. I didn't want to be net negative. I wanted to have some positive points that look good. So anyways, I got hit by this K40, strong K40, about 2668 Archer, and this is something you have to expect, right? Nowadays, given that K45, there is plenty of K41 and 442 players, okay, that are very strong, that have a big march, and you being a small player or like a free-to-play player, you don't have a lot of debuffs, you don't have a lot of high buffs, so you just need to make sure that once in a while the things won't go exactly as you want them. So I got hit, and then I took a break. I was looking at small targets like tiles or relics. Sometimes there is smaller players or very small alliances that do relics and stuff, so maybe you get a bit of points from there. So that's what I did. I went around, got about 20-30 mil points from little targets, and then I made another effort, and pretty sure at some point I got either hit or I hit something like a small target, about like 20-30 mil, and I ended SVS. So yeah, this is what you do. You keep your power low. If you have not got your wings, don't go 10 billion, 5 billion, 2, even 3, 4 billion. You need to unlock your wings, so you need to keep your overall power low so that people are more tempted to attack you. Okay? Trick them. Sometimes you can You can also gain points. I think yes, you can gain points by reinforcing your alliance members as well. Sometimes, if they need reinforcements, send them a little march. You get some points from that, and then you can also, let your alliance members know, hey, I'm trying to go for wings. I hope you guys can help me, or if you are like in top 6 or 7, like, and we are close to finishing SVS, don't take over, or don't take my position. I'm in 5th, or whatever. Like, talk to your alliance members. In this case, I didn't really. I kind of told them that I'm hoping I can stay in top 5, and I did. But you can talk to your alliance members. Maybe they can feed you targets as well. That's another way to gain some points. Being a small player, it's a bit hard attacking, getting points while attacking keeps, because your buffs are low. So your best chance is to get attacked. Defense is your best chance to get a good decent amount of points. So look, this is my second try with this account. The first time I tried, I think I got about like 500 mil points, but I was also about 550 or 600 mil negative, so it didn't go well. So sometimes things won't go well for you. Don't get stressed, don't get demotivated. Try again, and remember, build bunch of T1s. Get your debuffs in order. That's very important, and that's where I was struggling a little bit. I think I would have not gotten zeroed by that the report I showed you, by that K40, if I just had a decent amount of debuffs, which is hard to do. But you have Andrew Jacksons, you have 6C, you have Nero. There's a bunch of tavern sub generals that are really good for debuffing stuff. So keep an eye, double check, make sure you have all the debuff gear on your sub generals, and keep trying. Also, a very important thing, you need to make sure you have enough soul to recover. Okay, don't be that guy. Just gonna double check the time. Don't be that person who goes into SVS and is like, I'm gonna get my wings, and you only have like 4 or 5k soul. And if you get hit too many times, you're done. Don't be that person. Be patient. Collect as much soul as you can. For me, I started with 17k soul, and I finished SVS with 11k. So I used about 6.5k maybe, and which was I'm pretty happy about. But I was kind of expecting, if needed, I would keep going. Try and I'll use however much soul I need to use. Okay, so as you can see, I have 11,300 something. I started with close to 18k, 7.5k or something. So that's that. That's how I unlocked, or was able to recently get, my SVS wings. And my old server has graciously accepted me to for me to take throne. That's the rule on our server. You need to be top 5 with a bit of net positive points to be able to take throne, and that's what I'm gonna do hopefully next week. And I'll be able to unlock my Thebes defense general, not general, defense dragon. And for Norway Ridge, I'm just waiting to get some badges. I do not play Battlefield here, so I don't have enough badges. When I say badge,